Welcome, everybody, to another live reaction here at I'm Not a Coach. I'm your host, Dave Huerta. Thank you so much for joining us on this Sunday night football 2024 season finale, baby. Minnesota, Detroit. Who is going to be the number one seed? Who is going to clinch the NFC North? And who is going to get a bye in the NFC playoffs? And who will fall all the way down to the fifth seed? We are going to find out, and in 3+ hours, we are going to get that answer. But before we get there, let's get ready for the kickoff. Are we late? Yes, I am. I was trying to get here as soon as I could, but hey, things happen. But hey, baby, we made it just before the kickoff, and the Minnesota Vikings are going to kick it off to the Detroit Lions. Final game of the 2024 regular season. Are you ready? Let's go, baby. Let's go. I am so jacked up for this game. This is going to be a fun one. My Packers lost earlier today. We're not going to talk about it. No. Chicago, be quiet. No. It was a fluke. It's not going to happen again. We lost Jordan Love. We lost Christian Watson. We're not talking about it. 1st and 10, ball at the 30 for Detroit. Receiver in motion, single back in the backfield. Goff hands it off. And Detroit with Jahmyr Gibbs is going to get about 2 yards on the first play. Whew. Let's go. All right, man. So once we get settled here, I will break down as many of the games as we possibly can that happened within the last 48 hours. It was a crazy, crazy Sunday. Hopefully you got to watch some of it. I got to watch the Packers. It was looking good at the end. Until the end, I should say. But yeah, we're not going to talk about it. I keep on trying to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. And a quick throw to the right, and Williams able to pick up another 2, maybe 3. It'll be setting up a 3rd and about medium for Detroit. But how was your Sunday, guys? Hopefully it was smooth sailing. If you were up here in Wisconsin, it has been freezing today. But hopefully where you are warm. You are surrounded with some good people and getting ready to watch this crazy game. Goff in the shotgun, empty set, throws over the middle, finds his receiver who sheds a tackle and will get the first down. That is Jahmyr Gibbs making a heck of a play. It looked like he was about to lose a lot of yardage, able to stiff arm a defender away and pick up the yardage that they need to keep this drive moving. Nice little sluggo route across the field from the right to the left. Heck yeah, man. Let's go. David Stegosaurus, what is going on? Let's go. Go Lions. I like the 6-ish inches of snow outside. Woo! Man, be safe out there, man. Try to stay warm. And it's going to be a handoff to Gibbs. He's going to bounce it out to the right, and it looks like he's going to lose some yardage. Loss of about 2 for Detroit. It's 13 degrees, so go blue. Oh, man. Freezing. All right, we got 2nd and 13, ball at the 38. Goff in the shotgun, 3 receivers to his left. Takes a snap, handoff to Jahmyr, and he's going to pick up about 5, maybe 6 on the carry. Got it out across the 40. All right, we got 3rd and 8 coming up here. Ball at the 43-yard line. Not empty set. Back to his right. It's going to be a handoff to Jahmyr, and he's going to go absolutely nowhere. Minnesota played that perfectly, and that is Grenard making a heck of a play. Grenard, he has been a phenomenal pass rusher, but on that one, played the run perfectly, shedding the block, getting to Jameer before he can get anything going. Oh, that offensive lineman completely whiffed on the block. Remember, kids, if you're going to block or tackle, keep your head up, eyes on your target. Because either you're going to look like that and whiff on a block, or you're going to hurt yourself or somebody else. All right? Use proper technique when making contact with a 250-plus pound guy that is paid to tackle. And Minnesota going to return this one, and he trips. He trips on the turf, and that's going to be a very minimal gain. And Minnesota is going to start out fairly deep in their territory on their opening drive here. But Minnesota's defense coming up big, man. Making some big plays, dropping Detroit for a couple losses, making it difficult on that opening drive. Oh, boy. All right, we are back. 1st and 10, ball at the 14. Handoff to Jones, and he's going to find his way across the 20 down to the 22. Gain of 8 for the former Green Bay Packer. And a throw over the middle, and Darnold finding his tight end out across the 30, taking a hit as he throws, but that'll be a 1st down for Minnesota. And that is to T.J. Hawkinson, the former 1st-round pick of Detroit back in, I think it was 2017. Was I think he was the highest drafted tight end in franchise history for Detroit. 1st and 10, play action, quick throw to Jefferson. He's going to make a man miss, and he's out across the 35. And that's going to be a decent gain of about 5. All right, 2nd and 4, ball at the 36. Handoff to Jones to the right side, and he's good for about 3. And it's going to be a throw to Jones on the right side, and he's just going to get enough for the first down. Minnesota just continuing to go down the field here, man. That is their 3rd first down of the drive. All right, we got 1st and 10. Single receiver to the left. Jones tossing it to Darnold tossing it to Jones. He goes up the middle and gets across the 45 down to about the 48. Nice little pickup there of about 6. All right, we got single back in the backfield, 1 receiver on each side. Darnold under center, changing a few things here at the line. Oh, it's going to be a false start on the Vikings there. You could tell a lot of the Vikings had no idea what Darnold was saying. Jones was really struggling to pick it up. I think Darnold was just trying to spit it out as quickly as he could, but he wasn't really getting it through to a lot of guys because there was about half of the team just started moving before the snap. All right, 2nd and 9. Darnold looking. He has to throw and incomplete over the middle and took an absolute hit after that one. And that was Jack Campbell, the 1st-round pick linebacker for Detroit, delivering the hit there on Darnold. 3rd and 9. Bunch set on the right side. Sorry, on the left side. And Darnold delivers a ball but is unable to connect with the former Detroit Lion. All right, man. Both of these defenses coming up big on the opening drive, forcing each team to punt away. And we're going to see Detroit get on the field here, see if they can put up some points. And Detroit's going to return this one 15 to the 20 and getting it down to about the 22. Nice run. And David, if you're still on in there in the chat, man, what was your opinion of the Chiefs resting their guys, but also letting the Broncos, a rival, basically get a free win and get into the playoffs? I think it was smart to ensure the Bengals. That is true. That is true. The Bengals were playing a little bit better, especially on that defensive side of the ball. Offensively, they were just always pretty solid. They struggled early in the season. I think their first 3 games were pretty bad. But I feel like for the most part, I think the Bengals offense was one of the best in the NFL. They didn't really run the ball that well, but they were still able to put up points. But yeah, I agree with you. I think the Chiefs would rather go up against the Broncos any day of the week over the Bengals there. Yeah, was it what is it? Was it a shutout? I knew I was watching. I wasn't watching the game, but I saw the score at one point was like 24-0. I don't know if that was the final score or not. Let's see here. What was the? Holy moly! Okay, okay. Yeah, no, yeah. You never want to be shut out, even if you don't really need the win at all. It's never good to be shut out. But hey, give it to the Broncos. They needed to win at least one game out of their next 4, and it took them 4 tries, but they finally got in. All right, so it's going to be L.A. Chargers versus Houston, Pittsburgh versus Baltimore on Saturday. All right. Gotcha. Green Bay against Philadelphia. Commanders versus the Buccaneers. All right, man. Honestly, man, all those games sound great. Not going to lie. They all seem so dang good. So we got 1st and 10, ball at the 22. Tight end in motion, toss. Up the middle. Jameer very patient with his run and is going to pick up about 4 yards on the carry. I wonder if the Chiefs hit all their tricks of less tape on things. I think so. I think when you decide not to put your starters, and I mean a large chunk of them were definitely not playing, I think you don't want to really use anything special. I think it was a very basic offense, basic defense probably as well. So we got 2nd and 6. 3 receivers on that right side. Tight end in the slot. Goff looking, has time, finds his man, and that is a 1st down out across the 30 down to the 33. All right, shotgun, 2-by-2 formation, 2 receivers on that left side, tight end and receiver on the right. But it looks like Goff is changing a lot of things up here. Almost every single receiver swapped out. So we got tight end, receiver on the left, receiver on the right. Hand off to Jahmyr Gibbs. He's going to spin his way back to the line of scrimmage. So 2nd and 10 coming up. Yeah, man. Especially with the Chiefs, I think they're going to get a bye. There's no point in really potentially getting injured, and on top of that, no need to really show our bag. So we got 2nd and 10, ball at the 33, receiver in motion, play action, Goff looking, throwing it down the middle of the field and finding St. Brown in Minnesota territory down around the 45. Whew. That was a heck of a strike there, man. So 1st and 10, ball at the 44 of Minnesota. Goff looking, has time, pressure. He's going to throw it away underneath and incomplete. Second down coming up. It is wild to me that a team, one of these teams is going to drop down to the 5th seed, and they are 14-2. That is crazy. All right, 2nd and 10. 3 receivers on that left side. Goff takes the snap, looking, throws it over the middle, finds a tight end, and that is Sam Laporta. Nice gain of nearly 7. So we got 3rd and 2 coming up. It's a long 2. And looks like there might be either a penalty or a timeout. And it's going to be a timeout on Detroit here, using their first of the half. All right, 3rd and 2, ball at the 37. It's going to be a handoff, and he's going to get the first down. And that is Reynolds with a nice run to the left there. Almost like a stretch play, but oh boy, there's going to be a penalty, and it's going to be on Detroit. That is holding, and that'll wipe away a run. That was Kevin Zeitler, the veteran offensive lineman there. Oh, I don't know. Was that really a? Yeah. I don't think it would have affected the play too much, but yeah, when you're holding the pads and you can basically see underneath it, yeah, that's gonna be a hold. So 3rd and 12 coming up, back all the way at the 46-yard line. And looking, finding his receiver, and he's going to get it down to about the 38, but well short of the first down. So if they attempted a field goal here, this would be about 55, 56 yards. But I think Detroit is actually going to go for it here, which is not surprising. We know how aggressive Dan Campbell is. So we got 4th and 5, ball at the 39. They need to get it just inside the 35. Goff takes the snap. Quick throw over the middle. He finds Jamison Williams to the 30, and he's going to be out across the 25, and that is plenty of yardage for the first down. The aggressive call by Dan Campbell pays off, and this drive keeps going. Nice crossing route, dude. Great little shallow cross by Williams from the left all the way to the right side of the formation. Goff had to get that ball out quickly. He got hit as he threw, but delivered a ball right on the money, and Williams, with that speed, did the rest. First and 10, ball at the 25. Single back in the backfield, and it's going to be a handoff to Gibbs, who bounces out to the left, breaks the tackle, 10-5, touchdown, Detroit. Oh, baby, you know what that means. We got our first touchdown of a primetime game. It's time to turn on the lights. Let's go. Let's go, man. Heck of a run, man. So it wasn't a single back. Sorry, there was a fullback to the left. It was a handoff on the right side. He bounced it just to the left of the center, and then just the speed, man. They made a nice little shimmy move to shake a linebacker, I believe, and then just literally took it all the way to that front pylon on the left side. Extra point is good, and we're going to put up 7 for Detroit on their second drive. They used the timeout. They went for it on fourth, and it pays off as they get a touchdown to take the lead and get on the board first tonight. That means it's time for the shots. Let's go, man. I didn't make any shots. We'll do the halftime. We'll do one shot to commemorate what has been a great season so far. But now the question is, what do I drink? Fortunately, I don't have tequila. That would be my number one. We'll figure it out. Give me some ideas. I think I have white rum, spiced rum. I think I have almost every liquor. I don't have a problem. Do not say I have a problem. All right. This was when I was having people over, and unfortunately there's way too much of it. I haven't drank any of it in like months. But but yeah. Give me some ideas. Maybe I can make a drink for this for the final regular season game of the 2024 season. Shots. I have UB Blue vodka in my... Oh, very nice. I don't know. I think I have a UV, but I think I do have a vodka in here for sure. I'm gonna have to look. I'm gonna definitely have to look at halftime. We'll get something going. UV Blue, man. I haven't had that in a while. It is nice, though. It is. Is it just straight up vodka, my friend, or did you mix it with something else? Yeah, a couple of days ago when I hosted my family for a Christmas party, we did make some mimosas, man. Oh, hit the spot every time. Dude, what is going on with my hair today, man? Jeez. You see this? And the kick is going to be down in the end zone. Minnesota will get the ball here at the 30. I mean, their opening drive, Minnesota, I think they picked up 3 or 4 first downs, but they started so deep into their own territory. I think they started at the 14. So by the time that, when it came down, when they couldn't get it, they were basically still on their own side of the field. All right, 1st and 10. Darnold under center, play action, looking. Going to have to scramble, and he's going to be taken down for a sack inside the 5-yard line. And is that the former Packers, Zadarius Smith? I think it is. I think it is. Yes, it is, man. Zadarius. He might have traded in. He's also a former Viking, I should say, too. Forgot about that. He spent 2 seasons in Minnesota, I think. Yeah, after he started out his career with the Ravens, went to Green Bay, stayed there for 3 years, was very productive for 2. Then he almost signed back with the Ravens, but then actually said, no, I'm going to cancel that contract, and I'm going to go to Minnesota. And a quick throw to Jones, and he's going to get it out across the 10 down to about the 11, maybe the 12. So a nice little gain there to try to get some extra room. Yeah, so Zadarius, he has played for every team in the North outside of Chicago. So we got 3rd and 18 coming up from the 12. Holy cow. And had TJ Hawkinson wide open down the left seam and just overthrew him. Oh my God, dude. If Darnold just puts a little extra, takes a little bit off of that and just throws a little bit of extra air, dude, there is not a single Detroit Lion within 10 yards of TJ. That stinks, man. That's one I guarantee you Darnold wants back. I think he got a little too overzealous. I think he was feeling a little bit of the pressure that probably wasn't really there. And Minnesota covering this punt perfectly. Not giving up a single yard on that one. But yeah, that was a huge miss by Darnold. And that's the end of the first quarter. Only a single touchdown, man. But we have had, both of these teams are so dang explosive, man. Any play can go off for a huge one. And that you can feel that. You can feel on each side that both of these teams, they just need that little bit of a crease. Like that one would have been huge. That would have gone for 25 plus if TJ hits that one, catches that one in stride. Holy cow. See Strom! What's going on, buddy? What's going on? Let's freaking fracking go, man. As Tom Grassi says, let's freaking fracking go. Been looking forward to this one. Oh, absolutely. I'm right there with you, man. I'm right there with you. Oh man, who do I want to win this one, man? I guess I am polling a little bit for Detroit. Just a little bit. I'm still hoping, I'm hoping the Packers still go up against them in the NFC Championship game. That would be my ideal game. Do I want the Packers to win that one? Absolutely. But I would be very satisfied with this season if Green Bay can get to that game. If they can play well as well. I don't want them to just get there and just get blown out. I want them to, make it a close game, make it entertaining. So, holy cow, today was wild. Wasn't expecting that. Yeah, let's while we're talking about that, we're on commercial break. Let's quickly run through some of the games, just at least the scores. Let's see here. Yeah, just at least the scores, and then we'll try to go into a little bit of extra depth into some of these games. All right, we had Carolina getting the win over Atlanta. So even if the Tampa Bay Buccaneers would have lost, Carolina helped them out by knocking off Atlanta. It was a 44-38 overtime victory for Carolina. Holy cow, man. Can you imagine if somebody would have told you in week 3 that they had just benched Young, that offense looked horrible. If they would have said, hey, Carolina is going to actually, the last month is going to be so competitive, they're almost going to beat the Chiefs. and they're going to knock off the Atlanta Falcons by scoring 44 points on them. Nobody would have believed you. You've been like, yeah, you're crazy, dude. So 1st and 10, 2 receivers to the left, and it's going to be a false start, I believe, on Detroit. So Washington beat Dallas. So even if Green Bay would have beaten the Chicago Bears, Green Bay still would have been the 7th seed. So nothing changed there. Chicago obviously getting a win over Green Bay. I don't want to talk about it. So we'll move on. All right. 1st and 15, 2 receivers to the left, handoff to Gibbs. He's going to weave his way down to about the 29, gain of 3 for Detroit. So we got 2nd and 12 coming up. Let me see here. Houston getting a win, 23-14 over their division rival, Tennessee Titans. Not too surprising there. And then Jacksonville losing 26-23 in overtime to the Colts. Goff in the shotgun, receiver in motion. And holy cow, Jahmyr Gibbs absolutely gets wrecked. Oh my gosh. Van Ginkel coming in unblocked and just unloading on Gibbs. And man, luckily Gibbs is getting up. But dude, he just got absolutely destroyed on that one. Man. How he held on to the ball, I will not know. So 3rd and 20 for Detroit. Minnesota getting pressure, and they're going to bring down Jared Goff for a sack. And Minnesota's defense is looking good. Great response to giving up a touchdown on the previous drive. And who else but Jonathan Grenard has been their best pass rusher all season long. And he not only beat one guy, but he beat 2 offensive linemen to get to Jared Goff. And it's going to be returned to about the 50. A nice little 6-yard gain there by Powell. See here, the Bills lost, the Pats won, and just fired their coach. Packers lost. My condolences. I know. I don't want to talk about it, man. I don't want to talk about it. The Panthers won. The Broncos blew out the Chiefs. Mostly just surprised how lopsided that was. Yeah, I was very surprised. I wasn't surprised that the Broncos won, just like you. But, man, 38-0. Pats won. Also, the Seahawks, Jets, and Commanders won. But those were slightly less surprising. That is true. The only play that I caught from the Jets game was the very first one where Rodgers threw a pick. And I was like, oh, boy. But, yeah, other than that, I just assumed that they might have lost. But, no, they definitely won. So, yeah, Buffalo lost to the Patriots 23-16. I'm very surprised that they moved on from Gerard Mayo so quickly. Because to me, that clearly New England shouldn't have been expecting anything close to the playoffs, in my opinion. I don't know. There weren't many New England games that we put on the channel. I think there was 1, maybe 2. But yeah, there weren't many. So I'm just very surprised. I thought they would at least give him 2 seasons at the very least, especially because he played for them for such a long time and then was an assistant coach for them for a long time as well. So a little bit surprised by that move, but I think it was very clear that the team was not responding to him. I think that was the biggest thing. I think it has less to do with the wins and losses necessarily, and I think it has more to do with how the locker room was basically jiving with Mayo. Let me see. The Broncos made the playoffs. Super happy for Perna. Absolutely, man. Perna, man, he is. I think ever since I've been watching him, I don't think he's made the play. His team has made the playoffs back since 2015, the year that they won the Super Bowl. So it's been a while. So yeah, no, happy for Brandon, man. Great dude. Just happy his team is going to give them some extra football this season. And they look good for the most of the year. The last month was a little, but yeah. Let me see here. Stegosaurus, New England kind of did him dirty. How do you give a coach 2 or 3 years to get his own guys? Absolutely. That's the other thing too. It's not like this New England team was like great the last couple of years with Belichick. You know, it'd be one thing if they're like, oh yeah, they made the playoffs the last 2 years, Belichick, but he just wanted to retire or they wanted to move on, and then Gerard Mayo just kind of crapped the bed. But like, no, dude. To me, that was one of the worst rosters in the NFL. And it's going to be a handoff, and Detroit holding. I don't think that's Jones. I think that might be Cam Akers to maybe a gain of 1. But but yeah, no, very surprising that they moved on so quickly from Mayo. So hopefully he gets another chance somewhere. I think he's a solid coach, but maybe is not ready for a head coaching job. Maybe. And he finds his tight end over the middle, and the big man rumbling for a first down. Holy cow, that was the slowest first down catch and run I've seen in a while. And that's no disrespect. I guarantee you, I wouldn't. There could have been nobody within 25 yards. I probably wouldn't have picked up the first down. And is there a penalty? Looks like they might be looking at that hit by Brian Branch. And Brian, man, he's slowly kind of getting a reputation as I don't want to say a cheap shotter, but maybe a little bit aggressive of a tackler. But it looks like they're not going to go with it. So quick throw to the right, gets it out to Addison, and he's taken down for a loss of about half a yard. Yeah, let me see here. Yeah, honestly convinced that he was staying around. Surprised to see him go. Sometimes I've wondered. Oh, absolutely. I think so. I think a lot of owners are feeling the pressure. Deep down the throw and in. Complete. Trying to get it to Jordan Addison, who was working on the rookie corner. That was Terrion Arnold there on the coverage. Great blitz pickup. And it was not a bad throw. I think it was just him and Addison were not on the same page. I think Addison was running a post route kind of from the left to the right. And Darnold just kind of looped it, throwing it more to the, keeping it more to the left. All right, we got 3 receivers on the left. Shotgun for Darnold. Gets the snap off. Pressure. Finds his man. Hits Jefferson down the field. And that's going to get it to the 5-yard line. First down for Minnesota. And they are in striking distance of tying this game up. Let's go, baby. Outside the remarkable or terrible circumstances, I'm usually the opinion that coaches deserve at least 2 years before they're on. Absolutely. I'm the same way. Usually, like, to me, a minimum is 3, but, like, if it's really not working, like, we're talking about, like, Urban Meyer not working, and granted, Urban is, kind of coaches like that are very, like, you can tell they're like, oh, this is a bad culture, and we don't want the stink to stick. And it's going to be a run to the left, and Aker is able to get it down near the 3. So, yeah, usually 2 or 3, I think, is at least, Dan Campbell, halfway through his second season, they were nowhere near the playoffs, and he turned it around. Your comment on losing the locker room is the only thing that makes sense, and I have no info on that. Same, it's kind of speculation. I haven't heard anything. The only thing I can remember that might point to that is early in the season when Mayo was, like, basically, like, using the media to kind of send a message to his players. And apparently, I think the players had, like, the leaders in that locker room had a meeting and talked to Mayo saying, like, hey, man, like, that's not how we want to do it, and that's not how you should do it. If you want to criticize us in the locker room, in the film room, heck, even on the sidelines. but like don't basically throw us under the bus to the media. I think that's what it was. I would have to look at it again. Darnold looping, and he's going to throw this one out of bounds, and it'll be 3rd and goal coming up. And we got 10:19 left in the second quarter here. So plenty of time. 3rd and goal. 2 receivers stacked up on the right. Tight end in motion to the left. Darnold looking to the left side, and it is going to be incomplete, overthrowing his tight end. And it looks like Minnesota is going to have to settle for a field goal here unless they want to go for it. And, losing the locker room is rough. Absolutely, man. Like, if you lose the locker room, you got nothing. You got absolutely nothing. Like, your coaching staff can only do so much, but the players at the end of the day, they're the ones that are going to be executing the plays. They're going to be on the field. And I think you saw that with Dennis Allen over there in New Orleans as well. Like, he lost that locker room last year. And they're going to go for it here. Darnold looking over the middle and incomplete, trying to get it to Jefferson. Jefferson frustrated, looking for a call. And then it's going to be a turnover on downs. Heck of a job, man, by Detroit. It was 1st and goal at the 5. And 4 plays, Minnesota only got 2 yards. Nothing to show for it. And they went for it on 4th down, man. They were trying to be aggressive. They were trying to match Dan Campbell's craziness. And, you don't want to go full Dan Campbell. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. No, but, you don't can we call that a full, they went full Dan? Or full Campbell? Which one is better? Don't go full Dan and don't go full Campbell. Anyway. Yeah, man, dude, Minnesota getting all that yardage. That was a great drive, and just to come up with nothing, man. Like, I get it. You want to send a message, but especially early on, just take the points. Like, if this was the 4th quarter, completely understand. You want to make sure that, we've seen Detroit be able to salt away, 8, 9, 10 minutes of a quarter. We've seen that before, but, I mean, you're still in the first half, early in the second quarter, relatively early. And, just take the points, cut it down to a 4-point lead. You never know. Your defense is playing really well. I guarantee you they're going to force at least a couple more punts before this game is over. But hindsight is 2020. If they would have made it, I don't think anybody would be saying anything. Everybody would be like, oh, man, man, this game is crazy. They're matching. They're going 4th on 4th. So, once again, I'm sitting on my couch. And it's easy to criticize. So, once again, what's the name of the channel? I'm not a coach, so I don't know. Fullback, running back in the backfield. Handoff to Jahmyr Gibbs. Bouncing off a few tackles and getting it down to the 8. Nice gain of 4. So good to see Jameer back on the field, man, because dude, he got blown up on that last play he was on the field. That was a nice little. It was a throw to the right, and Ben Ginkle completely unblocked and just rammed like a truck right into Gibbs. 2nd and 5, play action, Goff looking. And that's going to be an incomplete pass. Barely able to get that one away before it was a safety. But there is this, there's a discussion. There is a discussion. And I think it's going to be just an incomplete pass. So 3rd and 5 coming up. Quick snap, throw to the left, and I think Sam Laporta got it, man. It's going to be a first down. All right, single back in the backfield. Laporta in motion. Takes the snap, and Jameer gets the handoff, and it's going to be good for maybe a yard on the play. All right, 2nd and 9, ball at the 15. Another run, this one by Reynolds, and a tough run is going to get them about a half a yard shy of the first down. Dude, it's so weird seeing Mike Penn on the sidelines, man. He was a former defensive coordinator for Green Bay before, I think he was the coordinator after Dom Capers, but before Joe Barry. I'm trying to remember if there was one in between, but no, it was Dom Capers, Benton, Barry, and now someone that's a lot better. It's going to be another handoff, and he's going to find a crease and a first down out across the 25 down to the 26. And this drive keeps going for Detroit. Single receiver to the left. Play action. Goff looking. Pressured, and he's intercepted. He's intercepted, and it's picked up and brought down inside the 10, and Minnesota making a huge play on the ball. Goff trying to just loop that one over the defenders. It got tipped and picked off, and just like that, Minnesota is back in striking distance. And that was Martellus who tipped it, and it was picked off by, let me see, number 0. That is Ivan Pace. Dude, this game is this is as advertised. Let's be honest. All right, empty set for Minnesota. 3 receivers on that right side. Jones split out to the left. Darnold looking, hesitating, throwing it, and nearly intercepted himself. Justin Jefferson basically playing the corner position there. Just basically trying to bat that one away before it gets picked off. Oh, man. These teams are going to make it interesting. They are going to make it interesting. Oh, no, that was just a straight-up drop. Well, that's why they say the corner, that's why he plays defense, man. If he could catch the ball, that guy would be running routes. All right, 6:49 in the second. Play action. Darnold looking, pressured, and it's going to be incomplete. Jefferson unable to catch it on the first attempt. And by the time he was able to corral it, he was already out of bounds. All right, 3rd and goal from the 7 here. 3 receivers on that right side, the single receiver to the left. Quick throw, and he finds, no, he overthrows him again. Trying to find Jefferson on the back of the end zone there on the right side. And Darnold unable to connect. What the heck was going on? There was a weird release there by... Oh, okay, I see what... So there's a defender in Darnold's face, so he just tried to kind of just pop it up there like a little short, like lob. And just put too much air under it. And Minnesota barely able to get a field goal here. That thing just snuck just inside, but it is good. So Minnesota, man, twice able to get inside the 10 and on 7 snaps, only able to come away with 1 field goal. That is tough, man. That is tough. Are they still missing players on defense, or a lot of them back yet? I was expecting Lions defense to be this good. I think there's a few guys, not like Hutchinson, is still out. They're still missing Montgomery on the offensive side of the ball. Let me see here. Let me double check. There's at least 2 missed red zone opportunities for the Vikings coming in clutch. Absolutely, man. They have looked good. All right, so looking at the injuries here coming into this game, Teddy Bridgewater out, Jonah Williams, defensive end, out, Kobe Sordal, offensive tackle, okay, Giovanni Manu, so Carlton Davis, they're one of their top corners. He is on injured reserve. Aiden Hutchinson, obviously on injured reserve. Khalil Dorsey, who they were using, I think he was their primary slot corner. He is on injured reserve. Aleem McNeil, who was one of their top guys in the middle of that defensive line, he is on injured reserve. Malcolm Rodriguez. Some of these guys have been on injured reserve for like the last couple of weeks. But Malcolm Rodriguez, Wojo as they call him, he's still on injured reserve. Trying to think who else. Derek Barnes, he was a starter for them at the linebacker position, or at least a rotational guy for sure. He's on injured reserve. So yeah, it seems like they're still missing quite a few guys. I think some of their guys in the secondary are kind of back. But they're still missing Carlton Davis, who was a big part of what they do. So yeah, so still some key points, some key players still missing on that defensive side of the ball. Missing some offensive linemen. Obviously, they're also missing one of their top 2 backs. All right, so we got 1st and 10 for Detroit. There is 6:35 left in the quarter. Throw over the middle, finds his man underneath, and that is Patrick, the former Bronco, stumbling and falling just short of the first down, gain of 8. Stegosaurus Lions, man. 2nd and 2, pressure. Goff gets the ball out quickly, finds St. Brown. He's out across the 45 and finds his way down to the 49, just shy of the 50. But that'll be a 1st down for Detroit. Great job by Jameer, man, picking up that blitz on that left side, giving Goff just enough time to find St. Brown. And a handoff. Jameer gets it across the 50 down to about the 47 of Minnesota. All right, we got 2nd and 7. Laporta in motion to the left. Single back in the backfield. Another handoff. Jameer getting across the 45 but getting tripped up at around the 43, maybe the 44. And it'll be 3rd and 3 for Detroit. And delayed handoff. This one to Reynolds. Oh, it's going to be close. It's going to be very close. It looks like they're marking him, I would say, inches short. Basically the length of the football. All right, so obviously this is Detroit. Dan Campbell, they're going for it. And Campbell actually throwing the challenge flag. I think he might have gotten him, man, because when he falls and hits the ground, the ball is basically right at the marker. All right, so we're going to go to a commercial break. What are you eating? Jerry Rice. Jerry's eating rice. And when I first heard that commercial, I was like, "Come on, guys, really? This is it?" Now, it's so true. It's all I feel like all I'm being advertised is food and beer, and they know their audience. Football fans, the only thing we love, potentially the only thing we might love more than football is food and beer, or at least alcohol. I don't know. All right, they know they got us captured, man, and they're like, you know, we're gonna just give it to these guys, give them everything. Like right now, I want a bowl of rice. Thanks a lot, Jerry. You jerk. So they go back and they say it was confirmed. 4th and inches coming up. Detroit play action, throws and incomplete. I think that ball just got tipped at the line, and that is a turnover on downs. Minnesota, instead of just going for the QB sneak, which we have seen in the NFL, it works. It works significantly more than trying to run the ball or whatever that was. Like, I get it. The surge, you never know what could happen. But man, dude, I don't know. Especially when it's 4th and inches, you have a really good offensive line. You know, get your tight end moving a little bit, see what the defense is giving you, and then just have him push the quarterback behind him. I don't know. Who the fudge was that throw to? I don't know, man. It looked like it was meant for another Minnesota Viking there. And it's going to be a run by Jones, and he's going to be picking up about 3 yards on the play. Yeah, that thing was, like, once again, it was batted at the line, but still, that was an ugly, ugly play. Like, Minnesota got a great surge over the middle, great penetration, and then Goff just never really moved to buy himself a little extra space. 2nd and 8. Ball at the 44 of Detroit. Darnold somehow finding a way to get away and will pick up about 3 yards on that left side. Takes a hit as he goes out of bounds. Third and 6. Ball at the 46. Darnold looking. Has a little bit of time. Finds somebody down the right seam. Gets it out to the 40 and taken down around the 36. Huge play. That is Naylor, who had a massive game last week against Green Bay. That first half for him, he was the best receiver Minnesota had. He completely just ate up that Packers secondary. And right here, picks up a key 3rd down. And we're going to go to the 2-minute warning here in Detroit. I'm so mad they didn't QB sneak it. Inches. It was inches. I'm right there with you. Welcome, Dahlia. Welcome, welcome. But yeah, no, it's to me, it's so weird, man. You're seeing like Green Bay, I think, did it against Chicago when it was like fourth and. Granted, it was like 4th and 2. I think it was in inches, but like a weird end around. It's like, dude, like if it's inches, man, trust your offensive line. Trust the guys that are going to be hopefully behind the quarterback to push him. Do like make it simple. The easiest way to get a first down is always a straight line. All right. So I don't know. To me, sometimes I feel like these coaches make it a little bit more complicated than it needs to be. But again, who knows? Who knows? So 1st and 10, fullback, running back in the backfield, single receiver to the right. It's going to be a handoff to Jones. He's going to have to find another route, and he finds some space, spinning and going up the middle. Nice gain of 4, maybe 5 there. All right, Goff. Darnold under center, fullback, running back. It's going to be a toss to the right. Jones has some space, and he's going to be taken down at the 21. It is a first down, but there is a late flag. So we'll see what the call is here. I think it might be on Detroit. Came from the secondary. And it is going to be on defensive holding there for Detroit. That's the big man, number 95, O'Connor. And that's going to add 5 yards to the end of the run. So Detroit is actually going to be at their 16. Where'd they mark them? 18. So 1st and 10, ball at the 18. Minnesota, 2 receivers stacked up on the left. Another run. And he's going to fall after a gain of about half a yard. Second and 9, similar formation. 2 stacked up on the left. Single receiver to the right. And Darnold looking, finding Jones out across the 15 down to the 14. Gain of 3. All right, so we got 28 seconds left. Minnesota did actually use a timeout here, so we'll take that off the board. So we got 3rd and 6, 3 receivers on that right side. Darnold in the shotgun. Looking to his left, pressure, takes a hit, and that'll be incomplete. 4th and 6 coming up, 24 seconds. And Minnesota looks like they're going to have to settle for another field goal in the red zone. So after this field goal attempt, which I'm assuming it is, yes it is, this will be their 12th play inside the inside the 20 that has yielded just a single 6 points for Minnesota there. Yeah. Yeah, we'll keep it like that. We will keep it like that. All right, so after the field goal, there is 20 seconds left here at halftime. All right, let's look around the league here. So we got New York versus Philly. Philly beating the Giants here 20-13. And is it going to be a flag? That is going to be a flag on Minnesota for the ball going out of bounds on the kickoff. It's going to give Detroit the ball at the 40-yard line, I believe. So there's still 20 seconds left. Detroit does have one timeout. And, I mean, there's a Dan Campbell-led team. They are going to be aggressive. So I'm assuming they're going to try to see if they can get a field goal out of this to try to stretch this lead into the half. Empty set. Goff takes the snap, has time, finds St. Brown down to the 41 of Minnesota and gets out of bounds, preserving that timeout and stopping the clock at 15 seconds. Holy cow. And Detroit already in striking distance of a field goal here. Yeah. I don't know what was going on with that kick on the kickoff there. It just went sideways. 3 receivers on the left, Goff in the shotgun, looking, finds his man over the middle, and another 11-yard gain for, I believe that was, who was the receiver there? I'm trying to see. Was that Reynolds? And Minnesota will stop the clock at 2 seconds and send out their... Sorry, so that was a Khalif Raymond with the 11-yard catch. And that's going to set up a field goal attempt here for Detroit. This will be about a 47, 48-yarder, I think. Absolutely, I'm right there with you, Seastrom. Just picking up. I mean, after that, once they got the ball at the 40, I was like, all right, this team is ultra aggressive already by themselves. I guarantee you, if there was even just 10 seconds, they would have attempted something. Yeah, you gave them 20 seconds, the ball at the 40. Basically, they just needed, 25 yards to get into field goal range? Yeah, they're going to try that every time. And Minnesota will use their second timeout here trying to freeze the rookie kicker, Jake Bates, who became a meme last week after the weird faces and the weird poses he was doing on the sidelines. I don't know what he was doing to that turf, but whatever it was, he liked it. This is a 48-yard field goal attempt by Bates. And it is good, and Detroit able to get 3 points off of a costly special teams mistake by Minnesota. And just to let you know, even though I mentioned the meme of Jake doing that stuff on the sidelines, the refrain that I didn't use his last name with what he was doing. If you're an adult, you can do the math. I'm not gonna do it for you. So just know I controlled myself. I'm a mature adult. I pay taxes, and I didn't go that route. All right, I could have, but I didn't. All right. Yes, it was a great kick. I'm sorry, guys. I could help myself there a little bit. Great kick by Bates, and yeah, man, Detroit. And I can't believe I never changed the quarter into unbelievable, man. Look at this. Final game of the season, and I'm falling apart over here. I didn't even change it to the second quarter. Unbelievable. All right, guys. I'm going to have to retire. I'm going to have to retire at halftime. Apparently, I'm not. Don't have it anymore, man. I lost it. All right. I'm going to pull on Vontae Davis, and I'm going to retire at halftime. There's going to be a new host. Treat him well. But yeah, anyway, at halftime, it is 6-10 Detroit over Minnesota here. All right, so let's all right, let's continue looking around the league here. Look at some scores, break them down just a little bit here and there. But New York losing to Philly, 20-13. Tanner McKee was the quarterback in this game, so definitely not a great look for New York there. Actually, I want to see. Oh no! Saquon did not get his 100, did he? He didn't break the record. We don't want a new host. Just take double shots. All right. Well, you know what? That's fair. That is fair. That is my punishment, and I will take my medicine, sir. All right. That's actually a good idea. Let's go grab a shot. I'll be right back. But let me see here. Let me see here very quickly. So did they rest Saquon, or did they just weren't able to really run the ball? Okay, so no, yeah, they didn't put Saquon in. Dang, dude. So Dickerson's record is still intact. Wow, man. All right. Well, it's gonna stand for another year. Oh man, dude, that would have been so fun to see Saquon break that record. I think, especially against the Giants, man. I think he would have had a really good opportunity to really break that one. There's still going to be people, and I would have been one of them. That's that would have said that he did it in one extra game, which to me it does count. I wish the NFL would separate the records, but it sounds a lot better when they say that they broke the record. Even if it was an extra game or two. But yeah, man. Okay, I just wanted to see if Saquon even started or played in this game, and he did not. So let's go get some shots to celebrate the end of the season here one more time. So I'll be right back. So that is a shot of Jameson, and I'm making myself a nice little drink here with some pineapple. So I'll be right back. I'm gonna shake this bad boy up. All right, that was a little bit of a quicker halftime than I was hoping, but that's all right. Stirred the drink, and now we're ready to drink. All right. So Jake Bates got this one into the end zone. Minnesota will start at 30, but here's to you guys. Cheers. Thank you guys for making this 2024 NFL season probably the greatest one that I've ever got to experience. So thank you so much, guys. Cheers. Hopefully you're healthy. If you don't want to drink, drink some water. Always good to hydrate. So thank you. Regret. That's actually pretty nice. First and 10. And it's going to be a stretch handoff to the right, and Cam Akers able to pick up 2 yards on the carry. Whew. Holy cow. Cheers to everybody. Darnold in the shotgun. 2 receivers to his right, throwing it deep down the right sideline to absolutely nobody. Oh, yeah. All right, so we got 3rd and 8 coming up for Minnesota on this opening drive here in the second half. Darnold in the shotgun. Jefferson in motion. Looking, pressure. He's going to have to roll out, and he cannot connect with Jefferson, and they're going to call Robertson on a PI? No. I don't know. We're going to have to look at that. Yeah, so this is a Malibu, some white rum, and pineapple. That's it. Hmm. All right, we got 1st and 10. Darnold under center, single back in the backfield. Play action, looking. And it's going to be incomplete, trying to get it to Jordan Addison on that right sideline. All good, my dude. Hopefully you're all good. So the good news for Minnesota, it looks like Aaron Jones is coming back from the locker room. He doesn't have his helmet on or in his hands, but we'll see. Hopefully he's okay. We got 2nd and 10. Another handoff. This one, holy cow, 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 10, and finally ridden down at the 5-yard line. That is Cam Akers going all the way inside the 5. Holy cow, man. So, yeah, initially the line pushing everything to the right, and Cam Akers literally just riding that wave up the middle and then just taking it down the right sidelines. Kirby Joseph, the NFL's leading defender in interceptions with 9, able to bring him down at the 5. So 1st and goal for Minnesota. Holy cow, what a heck of a run. And they hand it off to Akers again, and he's going to be stopped right at the 5. No gain. 2nd and goal coming up. Cheers, Seastrom. Yeah. All right, we got 2nd and goal. Little misdirection, getting out to Jones, and he's going to be taken down at the 2. 3rd and goal coming up. And the Vikings, man, really struggling to get into the end zone. This is going to be their 15th play inside the red zone. And so far, they've only come away with 6 points. We'll see what they can do here on 3rd and goal. They're getting to the line very quickly. Single receiver to the left. Single back in the backfield. Tight end in motion to the right. And Darnold looking, pressured. He's going to roll out to his left and incomplete. Detroit's defense makes another goal line stand. And we're going to see if Minnesota is either going to go for it again or just take the points and make this a 1-point game. And Minnesota, for the second time tonight, they're going to go for it here inside the 5-yard line. Last time they did this, it was no good. 4th and goal at the 2. 3 receivers on that right side. Jefferson alone to the left. Darnold looking. Can't find seams to find nobody. He's going to roll to his right and incomplete. Turnover on downs, and Minnesota comes away with nothing again. 16 plays inside the 20, 10 plays inside the 10, and they have come away with just 2 field goal. Holy cow, man. Detroit's defense is banged up, but they are just playing at a high level tonight. Dude, that was... I mean, the coverage has been phenomenal, man. Pressure has been good. Man, they've moved Darnold off of his spot for the majority of the game. And like you can see the difference. Like last week, Darnold had all day to throw against Green Bay. He did not have to really roll out. He was in the pocket, very comfortable, and just was picking his guys anywhere on the field. But tonight, man, coverage is tight, and they're moving him off his spot. Heck of a job by Detroit, man. Heck of a job. I know. As a Packer fan, I hate like saying great things about anybody else in the NFC North, but man, when it's good football, man, it is good football. You just gotta call it what it is. Pecan pie ice cream. Oh man. Oh my goodness. Yes, it is. Like I don't get me wrong, I like apple pie with some vanilla ice cream, but get some pecan pie. Some pecan pie. Just saying, man. Just saying. You are correct. Yeah, there's a restaurant that I usually get pies around this time during the holidays. I usually buy a couple of them, some apple pies, key lime pies, and then they were actually apparently they overbaked some pecan pies, so they were selling them buy one get one free. I was like, say less, I got you. So heck yeah, 2 for 1, and Goff just chucks it down the field and is picked off by Harrison Smith. What is going on out here? Did Goff think he had like a free play, or what was going on here? So for the second time tonight, Jared Goff is picked off. All right, so there was a little bit of his arm got hit, but still he overthrew his receiver, not underthrew him. Local ice cream place makes their own flavors. They're good at what they. Oh man, can't go wrong with the local business, man. Especially with like desserts. Oh, beats anything, anything. Like Walmart bakery. No offense to anybody that works there. Hey, you do you, baby. But man, a small local business with bakery stuff, it's gonna be the best. And it was gonna be a run there by Jones, picking up some decent yardage. And there's a Detroit Lion down on the ground here. Hopefully he's okay. Hey. Overbaked, you say? I think so. Like they said that it was good, but they said that the crust on basically the pecans at the top got a little bit burnt. And I was like, people were complaining about that. And I was like, what? So yeah, so they said it was buy one get one free. I was like, I'll take them. Trust me, I ate them, perfectly fine. Didn't taste burnt. Didn't. I mean, it was great. So heck yeah, man. I'll get a free pie. Come on, offense. We need to get going here. Defense is giving way. Oh, yes, absolutely. Oh, sorry. My goodness, David. I think that shot of Jameson took me a little took it to the head there a little bit. So overbaked and 420. Yes, absolutely. Dang right. Dang right, my friend. You know, the only better number than 420 might be 69. Nice. Oh, absolutely. Hey, man. All good, my dude. When the joke is there, you gotta take it. You gotta take it. No, I don't indulge myself. I'm right there with you. I leave that for the kids. Well, not kids. I don't condone that, but you know what I mean. Young adults. Young adults. You do you. All right. You do you, boo boo. All right, looks like we are back from commercial break. So, unfortunately for Detroit, it looks like it's going to be another injury for that secondary. It's the rookie Terrion Arnold being helped off the field, almost unable to put any kind of pressure on that left ankle. And it's going to be a nice little route there by Jones and picking up the first down and in to Detroit territory inside the 40. And Arnold is being carted into the locker room. So hopefully the kid is okay. Man, he's been pretty solid for them all season long. First and 10, Darnold play action, looking, rolling, and nearly throws an interception to Za'Darius Smith. My goodness, I swear the alcohol has not taken me. I think I'm just stumbling over my words. But yeah, man, Za'Darius almost had that pick. And they're going to say intentional grounding because there was literally not a single receiver probably within like 20 yards of that throw. So, yeah, so it was a little bit of a play action, had a rollout to his left, and then just basically just out of instinct just threw that thing away. Nearly got picked off. For the kids. Yeah, that's a that's a quote right there, man. Who's this for? The kids? So we got 2nd and 23, ball at the 50 after the intentional grounding penalty on Darnold. We got single receiver to the right. 2 to the left. Darnold looking, throwing it to the right. Wide open is Jefferson. His defender fell down. And it's going to be a decent gain. Looks like Robertson is calling for a penalty on Jefferson for the push-off. But it looks like he's not going to get it. Oh, no, he flopped. No, Robertson completely flopped on that one. That was, no. Come on, dude. Stay on your feet. So 3rd and 6, ball at the 33. Shotgun, takes the snap, looking, quick throw, and incomplete. Justin Jefferson unable to hang on to that one. it actually was nearly undercut by Detroit there. And the defense, man, coming up big again. And I mean, if you're Minnesota, I think you just got to kick a field goal here. This is going to be from, 33, so a 51-yarder. Kick is up, and it is right down the middle, and Minnesota shrinks this one to a 1-point lead. Dude, I'm still confused what Goff was looking at, because I know he was trying to get it to Williams, who was running basically a post route down the middle of the field, but it was so overthrown. It was such a weird. I mean, once again, the hit, maybe it would have. He was trying to throw it down to the right side, where Williams was basically running to, but still such a very strange play to kind of call, I would say, on the first opening drive, man. Like, you're leading, just kill some clock, get down the field. So how cold it is in Wisconsin tomorrow? Any snow? I don't think there is snow. But today, I think the high was like 8 degrees. That was before the wind chill. Oh, it actually warmed up, surprisingly. So it is 15 degrees right now. But with the wind... it makes it feel like it's 5 degrees outside. And once again, if you know, the wind chill is the only thing that matters when you're outside. Yes, sir. Yeah, that was the high this morning. It actually got warmer throughout the night. So right now it's saying it's 15, but with the wind chill, it makes it feel like it's 6 degrees. Let me see here. So no snow in the forecast for at least the next 10 days, which is nice. Yeah, but the highest temperature over the next couple of days is going to be 20 degrees here in Wisconsin. Can't relate. Haven't lived anywhere close to that north in over 15 years. Count yourself lucky, my friend. Don't get me wrong. I love Wisconsin. I like that we get fall, we get spring, we get summer, the whole shebang. And I don't even mind the winters. But the two things I hate about the winter in Wisconsin, or basically anywhere, is the ice and the wind. If there was no ice and no wind and it was just cold and snowy, no problem. Not at all. But the ice and the wind really make it difficult. And it's going to be play action. Gets it out to his receiver. To the 39 is Jahmyr Gibbs. Nice little route to the outside on the left side. And we got 9:40, 9:39, 9:38, 9:37, 9:36, 9:35 if you were looking to see where we are on the clock. Goff in the shotgun, 3 receivers to his right. We got 2nd and 1, handoff to Jahmyr on that left side. And with the second effort, he's going to get the first down And Detroit is moving on here. Let's go. -13 feels like -3, low of 5. Snow stops around. Oh. Oh, no. David, I'm sorry, my friend. Stay strong, man. Stay strong. Remember, it makes us tough. That's what I told myself. When I ask myself every year, why do I live here? I'm like, it makes me tough. It makes me tough. Is it a lie? Probably. I still whine. I still whine about the weather every year. I don't think it makes me tough, but that's what I tell myself. And there was a throw to Laporta on that right side. He picked up a decent amount of yardage. I think it was around 6 or 7 yards. And we have looks like we have Harrison Phillips, the big man on that defensive line for Minnesota. It looks like he might have poked his eye, or somebody poked his eye. Oh, yeah, man. Whew. We got 2nd and 3, ball at the 47 here. It's going to be a run up the middle, and Jameer getting it to the line of scrimmage. Sorry, to the line to gain, and that's going to be a first down for Detroit. Yeah, no, what was it? I don't think it was last year. I think it was 2 years ago. We had, I think it was like 4 or 5 days where the warmest it got was -20 degrees. There's literally like 3 or 4 days where it's just like, yeah, stay inside. Do not go outside. Schools were canceled. Most jobs told their employees not to show up for like 3 or 4 days. It was it was cold. Yeah, like I said, the warmest it got was like -15, -20. It was crazy. And Minnesota making a massive play on that left side. 1-on-1. Jamison Williams gets taken down for a loss. So it'll be 2nd and 15. Ball back at the 46 after the loss. Goff looking, and this play is going to be blown dead. There's a flag on the field and a false start. All right, we got 2nd and 19. Ball back at the 42. Goff throws it over the middle, finds Sam Laporta across the 50, down to about the 42 of Minnesota, picking up massive chunks of yardage. That's a gain of about 16. Just a great route there down the left seam. So we got 3rd and 2. Need to get it to the 39 for a first down. 2 receivers on that right side. Goff looking over the middle. Finds St. Brown inside the 30, and that's a first down for Detroit. Let's go, man. All right, 1st and 10, ball at the 29. Goff throws it over the middle, finds Jamison Williams, and he's going to get it inside the 25 down to about the 23. Nice little hitch route. Try to loop it around on that right side, but could not get anything else after the catch. All right, we got 2nd and 5. Handoff over the middle, and I think that is Gibbs, and he might have picked up the first down. Looks like they're marking him about half a yard shy of the first. Inside the 20, down to about the 19. And the clock continues to roll. It is under 5 minutes in the third. So there seems to be a little bit of a delay here. So replay assistant is saying that the Lions picked up the first down, I think. So I think that was the delay. So 1st and 10, ball just past the 19. Goff under center, handoff to Gibbs, patient run, and gets it down to the 15. Nice gain of 4. So 2nd and 7, single back in the backfield, single receiver to the right. Laporta in motion, play action, and St. Brown able to squeak his way down to the 12. Gain of 3 on that one. So there'll be 3rd and 4 coming up for Detroit here. Detroit trying to get a touchdown here, trying to push this one to an 8-point lead. Handoff, and not going to get it inside the 10, but they're going to be about a yard shy of the first down. So what's Detroit going to do here? They're going to kick the field goal to make this a 4, or they're just going to do what they typically do, and that's go for 4. Go for it on 4th. All right, not surprising. They're going to go for it. Single receiver to the right. Laporta in motion. Quick throw down the middle, and that's a touchdown to Jahmyr Gibbs, who went right through the offensive line, caught the pass in stride over the middle, nobody there, and the Detroit Lions cap a 13-play, 70-yard drive, nearly 7.5 minutes. And holy cow, man. Just an absolute strike. What a play design, dude. Wow. I love it. I love it. Extra point is up, and it is good. And Detroit is up by 8. So far, the biggest lead of the game for any of these teams. 8 points. Lions TD, let's go. Yeah, let's go. And see. Oh my god, dude, they're showing some waffles. Oh man, I haven't had a good waffle in forever. Had a strawberry and whipped covered waffle in the breakfast place. Oh, in Green Bay. Oh my god, I bet it was, dude. I bet it was. Can never go wrong. There's gonna be a run to Jones on that right side, and he's gonna be good for about 2, maybe 3. And the the Vikings are getting quickly to the line here. Hurry up offense. 2 receivers on that left side. Darnold takes the snap, rolling to his right, and throws it. Wide open is his receiver. Is that Naylor there? And there's going to be a penalty. I think it's going to be on Minnesota just by the reactions. But we'll see. Oh, no, it's going to be on Detroit. It was holding, so it'll be declined, and the play will stand. It was a huge play down the right sideline there. Clock is continuing to run. It is under 1:45 here in the third. Single receiver to the right. Darnold under center. Hands off to Jones. He cuts it to the left, and he's going to be good for about 3 yards on the play. Shotgun, 2 receivers to the right. Darnold gets it out to his tight end, who takes a hit and unable to keep his legs. It's going to be good for a 3-yard gain. That is Oliver. Yeah, there's a place. I went to Breckenridge, Colorado, a couple of years ago. I think it was like 3 years ago, actually, at this point. And there's a place called. Let me see here. Oh my god. Crepes a la carte. Phenomenal place, man. Makes like basically any kind of thing you can put in a crepe, they will put in there, man. So good. And Darnold looking over the middle, and that's going to be incomplete. Trying to get it to TJ Hawkinson. That is Jack Campbell on the coverage. And that'll force a 4th and 4. Sorry, that's not Jack Campbell. That is Alonzo. Sorry, not Alonzo. And let me pronounce that correctly. It is Angeloni, I believe. So Minnesota in to attempt a 51-yarder. They made one previously, and this one is wide right. No good, and Detroit just dodging bullets left and right during this game, and Minnesota just cannot get out of their own way. Mm. So 1st and 10, ball at the 41 here for Detroit. Goff, play action, throws it quickly, gets it out to Jahmyr Gibbs. He's across the 50, down, and goes out of bounds at the 45 of Minnesota. This feels like a drive where you can see Detroit. They smell blood in the water, and they're just going to go for it, man. Going to try to put this game in the bag relatively early. And that's going to be the final play here in the third. And we are headed to the final quarter of the final regular season game here. Hot dang. Hot dang. Let's go. So you have Detroit scores here, touchdown, field goal. Even a field goal, sorry, I should say, would make it a 2-possession game. But a touchdown and an extra point pushes this one to 15 points, man. Just absolutely wild. This game has been, to me, everything advertised. If Minnesota even just scores one of those red zone opportunities, obviously a lot closer, a little bit more interesting maybe. But man, dude, it is tough to argue with what we've seen. I think Minnesota is definitely not playing their best game. But I mean, we've seen Detroit turn the ball over twice already. All right, 1st and 10, ball at the 45. Goff, play action, has a little bit of time, finds a man wide open underneath the coverage, and Sam Laporta good for about 11 yards and a 1st down for Detroit. Let's go. And, oh boy, holy cow. Nearly a massive, massive play for for Minnesota's defense. Ooh. Van Ginkel, he started the season with a pick six and nearly got another one there, man. That would have been a massive play in this game. Would have made it a potentially a one possession game, a 1 point game, or even a tie. And Goff throws very quickly to finds St. Brown down the right seam. That's going to be a 3rd-and-1 coming up. So with that throw and catch there, Detroit is already in field goal range with an opportunity to make this a 2-possession game early in the 4th. Yes, Goff, he threw 5. Yeah, 5 in a game. And that is a throw over the middle, and Jameson Williams with a tough catch and a tough first down conversion for Detroit, man. Yeah, he threw 5 interceptions against Houston. 2 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Yeah, that was I think we actually streamed that game. That was a wild one. It's going to be a handoff to the left. Jahmyr Gibbs to the end zone, and that's a touchdown for Detroit. Another one, just explosive, man. Dude, I remember when they drafted Jahmyr Gibbs, and a bunch of draft analysts were like, why would you draft him? Why would you draft him this early? He's not even the number 1 back. Everybody was saying they just picked up Montgomery. There was no reason to draft a running back this high. The guy, literally, he is the most explosive running back in the NFL. And I don't say that lightly. I'm not saying he's the best back in the NFL. He's the most explosive. And the extra point is good. And Detroit absolutely trying to put this game to bed early in the 4th. Dude, the acceleration on Jahmyr Gibbs is it's ridiculous. Like, there are times where he looks like Michael Vick in those early 2000 Madden games, where it's like, oh yeah, I think I got him. Nope, no you don't. He's gone. Yeah, as long as Jahmyr Gibbs stays healthy, something tells me that we're potentially watching one of the best running backs of the 2020s. Like, it would not surprise me by the end of this decade, Jahmyr Gibbs is all decade. Like, the kid is just so damn fast, man. He's so dang fast, so good. He's so versatile. Like, we just saw him score a receiving touchdown a drive ago. And that is his 3rd touchdown of this game. He scored one early in the first quarter, 25-yard run. Caught another touchdown like I said, a drive ago, and now breaks off a big run here. And now the Detroit Lions are up 15 points, man. All right, we got 1st and 10 for Minnesota. Ball at the 30. Single back in the backfield. Darnold under center. Addison in motion. It's going to be a pitch to the right. Akers reversing field and getting about 2, maybe 3 on the play. Looks like it's going to be 2, so 2nd and 8 coming up. Darnold in the shotgun, looking, dumps it down to Cam Akers, and he's going to be good for about 3 down to the 35. Third and 5, empty set. Darnold looking, rolling out to his right, pressured, and he's going to have to just throw this one away. Incomplete. There is a flag in the secondary, and it's going to probably be on Detroit here, man. Yep. Holding and an automatic first down. Minnesota gets a break on that one. And that's going to be on Anzalone, who has had a phenomenal night, man. And it looks like we have a Detroit player down on the ground, taking one knee, and he's got the medical staff all over him. Can't tell if he's just exhausted or maybe just a little bit of an ailment. First and 10, quick throw to the running back on the right side, and he's going to be good for about a yard. It's a lot of Cam Akers right now. There's, once again, I know Jones was dealing with something about around halftime. I'm not sure if they're trying to rest him or maybe it's just they just want to see what Cam Akers can do. He's been pretty effective for the most part. So we got 2nd and 9, ball just inside. Sorry, just past the 40. Minnesota still on their side of the field. Throw over the middle, and then it's going to be incomplete. Trying to get this to TJ Hawkinson. Brian Branch. Great coverage. Being aggressive as always. And getting there just in time to be able to bat that ball away. Perfect timing. Perfect timing. .11:07 on the clock. 3 receivers to the left. Darnold in the shotgun. 3rd and 9. Pressure. And Darnold is going to be wrapped up inside the 35. And this Detroit team, holy cow, man. Like I said, they smell blood in the water and they're ready to feast. And that was number 69. Nice. Muhammad with a sack. There it is, man. There it is, the sacks. So Minnesota's gonna have to punt this one away. So it wasn't Detroit's last drive. Whoa, no, actually, no. Was it? No, it wasn't the last drive. It was the previous one where Gibbs caught that receiving touchdown. 13 plays, 70 yards, and nearly 7.5 minutes. If Detroit can do, they don't even need to score a touchdown, but if they can take at least almost 7.5 minutes off the clock, that is basically going to be a guaranteed win. That will take us nearly to the 2-minute warning in this game. All right, let's look at some box scores just as we're coming back from break here. So Sam Darnold in this game, 16 for 35, man, under 50%. Goff takes the handoff and gives it to Jahmyr Gibbs, who's breaking it off. He is accelerating down the field, and oh my God, and he might have fumbled it. I think it's recovered by Detroit. He's going to be down inside the 30 of Minnesota. Jahmyr Gibbs absolutely destroying this secondary. Running off the right side there, just outside the tackle. Penei Sewell, just a great block, and just the seas parted for one of the fastest human beings on the field right now. I think he did fumble, but it was recovered, luckily. Gibbs, over 115 yards on the day, 3 touchdowns. Incredible. Handoff, and that is going to be good for maybe 2 yards on the play. Like, he's already had a great season. Like, that's been, like, we already knew how talented he was. But without Montgomery there, man, this kid has just gotten better. We're literally seeing a potential superstar. Not just a really great player, not just a talented guy, a literal superstar. Possibly just exploding onto the scene right now. And another handoff, Gibbs breaking it off, and that's a first down inside the 20 down to the 14-yard line, and the clock keeps rolling. Clock is going to be under 8 minutes here in the fourth. Detroit knocking on the door, potentially putting this game out of reach if they can get a touchdown here. Tight end in motion to the left. Another handoff to Gibbs. He's going to get inside the 10 down to the 9. And that's going to be a gain of 5. 2nd and 5 coming up for Detroit. Holy cow, this team is looking great. I know, man. I thought Detroit, as the injuries were mounting, there's a couple of weeks there where they were looking a little bit vulnerable. And I was like, maybe by the time they get to the playoffs, they're just not gonna have enough in there. Tonight, man, they look like a team that is just, regardless of what happens, they're gonna punch you in the mouth, and that's what they've been for most of the season. So it shouldn't be surprising. Goff looking, and instead of just throwing it out of bounds. Oh, because he wanted to keep the clock rolling. Okay, I got you. I was going to say, it's like, why would he run out of bounds and lose like 5 yards? But okay, he wanted to keep the clock rolling. That's why. Easily in field goal range, make it a 3-score game. If not, a touchdown. Yeah. Because right now they're up by 15. A field goal would make it 18. So, yeah, 3 possessions. So we got 3rd and 9. Goff in the shotgun, takes the snap, looking, and it's going to be caught at around the 7 and taken down around the 6. Sam Laporta with a catch, and I think Detroit is... Are they going to go for it again? They are. Detroit, instead of just taking the field goal, which would make it a 3-possession game, they are choosing to stay on the field, and they're going to go for it here. 4th and 2, ball at the 7. Sorry, just past the 7. Oh, they got Minnesota to jump. And it's going to be on Minnesota, and that's going to be an automatic first down because that's going to be enough yardage there, I should say. I got to give it to Detroit, man. They played it perfectly. And again, I could be wrong. We'll never know, obviously. So I'm saying it because, it's basically we're never gonna know. But I don't think Detroit was gonna snap that ball. I think they're just gonna see if they can get them to jump off sides, and then they're gonna be happy with a field goal. 1st and goal. Handoff to Gibbs. Stays on his feet and gets in the end zone, and that is a touchdown, Detroit. Jahmyr Gibbs with his 4th touchdown of the day, his 3rd on the ground. And the Lions are absolutely crowning themselves as the best team in the NFC, the best team in the NFC North. And they are going to be heading to the playoffs with a week of rest. And it's just going to be everybody else trying to figure out how do you stop this powerhouse of a team. The extra point is good. And Detroit, I got to give it to him, man. Holy cow. 9-31 against a Minnesota team that is relatively healthy, and they are 14-2. This is not a team that is barely making the playoffs. This is a Vikings team that is competing for the number 1 seed. and they are just getting absolutely manhandled, down by 22 with 5:14 left in this game. Dang. Gibbs running up the score. Lions are just full of steam. Yeah, man, dude, they're just smacking the Vikings around at this point. Hot dang. Hot dang. I'm not gonna lie, man. I was expecting this game to be a lot closer. Like, I knew these teams can put up points. We've seen it all season. More Detroit than Minnesota for sure. But I felt like Detroit over the last couple of weeks, like I said, they were kind of struggling with some injuries, especially defensively. And Minnesota was they looked so good against Green Bay. They looked kind of good the last couple of weeks offensively. So I was like, okay, this should be a good matchup. But dude, Detroit, whatever happened in the second half at halftime has just been, 21 points in this second half. And Minnesota has been held to just a single field goal. They've been held to field goals all game long, but a single field goal in the second half. It's a dominant performance. Just a dominant performance. All right, man. We got Bates in to kick this one away to Minnesota, who is, they gotta get something going here. They gotta score pretty quickly if they want to even have a remote chance of making this one close. So they'll get the ball here at the 30. So 1st and 10, two receivers stacked up on the left, tight end to the right, single back in the backfield. Darnold play action, looking, and Detroit sniffing that one out. Gain of maybe 2 for TJ Hawkinson on the catch. Darnold in the shotgun. Two receivers stacked up on the left. Looking. Going to step up in the pocket. He's going to run for it. He's got a lane, and a first down is Sam Darnold. Gets out of bounds as well. Stops the clock at 4:35. Yeah, like I said, it's been a rough night for Sam. 17 for 36, so under 50%. Only 158 through the air, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. And the leading rusher is Cam Akers with 6 for 65, actually. But obviously that has been bolstered by a 58-yard run for Cam Akers. We got Aaron Jones in the backfield, 1st and 10, ball at the 40. Looking, rolling out to his left, and the play is going to be called dead here. That was weird. And it's going to be a delay of game, it looks like. So it feels like tonight what could have gone wrong for Minnesota has, and the amount of opportunities that they had. Like I said, they were in the red zone 4 times and they came away with just 2 field goals. Even if you keep those 2 field goals and you score 2 touchdowns on the other drives, this is a 20-31 game at the very least. And with this drive coming up, if you score a touchdown, once again you're within 4. It's like it was all there for Minnesota. It's just the opportunities just missed them. We got 2nd and 7. Darnold looking, throwing it deep down the middle of the field and overthrows his receiver. And that'll set up a 3rd and 7 for Minnesota here. Oh, they got a call. It's going to be holding on Detroit here. That was Vildor, number 29. Oh, yeah. No. Yeah, that's definitely going to be called right there. When you almost throw the receiver down on the turf. Yeah. First and 10. Jefferson in motion. Play action. Darnold looking. He's got a little bit of time. Oh, and he gets hit by his own guy. I think that pass is going to be incomplete. Oh, no. They're saying TJ literally caught that one off his shoelace there. Oh, that is a catch. Fair enough. And it looks like, oh boy, Darnold coming up with a little bit of a limp. Like I said, he got hit as he threw that ball. That's kind of why it felt like it just nosedived. So to me, I think, his offensive lineman not only stepped on his left ankle, but when he threw that ball, his hand basically hit the Detroit defender's helmet. So Hmm. So they're saying it was not a catch. So it'll be incomplete. And Jefferson fumbles the ball. It's recovered by Detroit. It's the big man getting it and running it down to the 31. And a rough night for the Vikings just got even worse on that one. And that was Vildor who actually got the holding penalty just a few plays ago that gave Minnesota another opportunity at this drive, coming away with a forced fumble. And it was the big man number 93 who scooped it up and was able to run it for a couple of yards there. Oh, come on. They're saying that he did not take control enough to establish a football move. I don't know, man. To me, that looked like a fumble. He caught it. He tucked it. He was turning his head to turn upfield. Like, what more do you want? Do you want him to actually, get positive yardage? I don't know. I've never liked that rule. To me, if you tuck the ball, that is a football move. And now this is a potential fumble picked up by Detroit. Let's see here. So that was a Darius, and no, this is going to be a incomplete pass. Incomplete pass. The ball, the arm was moving forward. Yeah, to me, I don't know. To me, that looked like a fumble. I understand that the referees are, I'm not saying that they do this, but they definitely do this. They're trying to make this game a little bit closer. And there's a bunch of flags here. There was Anzalone who basically just ran across the field. But I think it's going to be potentially on Minnesota here. And that's going to be a delay of game. Something gave the Vikings mom positive yardage. Sorry, I'll see myself. No, come back, man. Come back. Come on, we need more jokes like this, man. Let's go. So we got 4th and 15 coming up. Throw over the middle and incomplete. No flags. No flags. And that is no flags. That is likely the final gasp for the Vikings here. And I think, even before this drive, I think Detroit had the number 1 seed sealed up. Yeah, same thing. I was paying attention to more to what the formation was. So when he jumped off sides, I was like, oh, maybe one of the offensive linemen moved. I was like, I didn't see that, but okay, yeah. Delay a game, why not move? And that's going to be a nice throw to the right side, and there's a flag on the field. We'll see what this is called. To these referees, apparently they didn't get their fill. They're like, oh man, we haven't thrown a flag in a while, man. We gotta meet our quota. So let's just start throwing flags indiscriminately here at the end. It's like, come on, man, this game is over. Just put, just keep the flag in your pocket. All right. I guarantee you, the players, the coaches, they don't care about the flags right now. They're just trying to get this game over with. So, holding penalty, so it'll be 1st and 20 back at Detroit's own 48. It's going to be a handoff to Reynolds. He's going to get to the 45-40 and taken down around the 35 of Minnesota, and that is a massive, massive gain. It's going to be close to about 17 or 18 yards on the carry. All right, quick throw. And Jamison Williams, he stumbled before he went across the line to gain, but nobody touched him down until I think he crossed. So that will likely be a 1st down potentially here. According to the internet, the Detroit Lions have never won the number 1 seed in the NFC. Yeah, because I think the last time Detroit was this good, I think it was back in the 50s, and I don't think the NFC existed. That is wild, though. That is that is absolutely crazy. It's been like, even if they went to the Super Bowl, that would be the first time Detroit has had an opportunity to win an actual NFL title in over 60 plus years, closing in on probably 70. That is wild, man. Right, because their last title came, was it the mid 50s? I think it was 57, maybe 56 or something like that. It's gonna be a run to the right and getting it across the 30 and a gain of 3. And this will take us to the 2-minute warning here. The Lions with the 2nd most offensive touchdowns in NFL history, only trailing the 2013 Broncos. Dude, if you would have told me that 3 years ago, that the Lions would have the 2nd most touchdowns in NFL history, not just in the season, in NFL history. Dude, the transformation that Dan Campbell has, like regardless of what happens this season, and I don't get me wrong, I feel like this team is going to be good for a while, but whatever happens after this season, Dan Campbell has to be in their Hall of Fame. Like the last 2.5 years has been arguably the greatest in Detroit's history outside since the 50s. It's unquestioned. Like, even during the Barry Sanders era, like, they were good. They had some great players. They set NFL records. They were solid. They have never been this dominant. That is absolutely wild to me, man. Also, why does JJ McCarthy looks like he's like 12 years old? I just noticed that. I can't tell if it's the hair or the no facial hair, basically. But yeah, the kid looks like a kid. And Reynolds going to try to get it, and he's going to be taken down for a loss of nearly 2. Feels like the team is trending towards a Super Bowl. If not this year, then soon. I agree. Though it certainly could be this year. I mean, like it's like yeah, obviously anything can happen. Any team can get hot. Like Philly has looked good at large chunks this season. Same thing with Minnesota. Green Bay was looking really good for a couple of weeks there up until the last two. Tampa Bay at times has looked really good. They also handed Detroit one of their only 2 losses in the season. I'm trying to think who else. The Rams, as long as that defense can play to its potential and the offense as well, they're one of the better teams, well-rounded teams in the NFL. So, yeah, they're like anything can happen. But when it comes to like who has been just consistently one of the best teams in the NFL, running game, passing game, offensive line, defense, whether it's getting sacks, getting turnovers, like Detroit has Kirby Joseph leads the NFL in interceptions. The defensive line for Detroit has been really solid. They've been banged up, but they've been solid. And we just saw what their offense has done. Second most in NFL history in terms of touchdowns. Jahmyr Gibbs looks like an absolute superstar. Jared Goff, when he's not throwing picks, is typically throwing touchdowns and rarely ever throwing any incompletions. They have the receiving core to be really good. Their offensive line is really solid. I mean, this is probably the most complete team in the NFL. All right, so Detroit is going to use a timeout here with 13 seconds left, just trying to avoid the penalty. Uh, 27 seconds left in the game. And Darnold takes a knee, and that is the final snap of the 2024 regular season. And for the first time in franchise history, the Detroit Lions will clinch the number 1 seed. And they also have won 15 games, the most in their franchise's history. Minnesota has nothing to feel bad about. They finished with 14-3. After J.J. McCarthy went down in the preseason, everybody was saying, oh, this team is lucky if they can finish above 500. They finished with the second best record in the NFC, and I think the third best record in the NFL. They didn't have their best game tonight, but I have no doubt that that Minnesota is going to be able to bounce back next week and probably play a solid game. Not that they're going to win, but they'll play a solid game for sure. But Detroit 15-2, and they have played to that standard for most of the season. Just an incredible season. What a wild season for the NFC North. The Packers finished third in the NFC North with 11 wins, get the 7th seed. Minnesota, even though they are 14-3, they are the 5th seed in the NFC. And Detroit, 15-2, best record in the NFC, number 1 seed. They will get a bye next week. So I think it's going to be Philly versus Green Bay at Philly. It'll be Tampa Bay versus the Commanders at Tampa Bay. And then finally, Minnesota will travel to LA to face off against the Rams in the wild card. So crazy, crazy. I mean, I can't argue with the teams that made the playoffs. I feel like there's usually one team where you're like, do they really need? I think all 7 of these teams were clearly the best in the NFC, and I think that's gonna produce one of the best playoff in the NFC that we've seen in a long time. Let me see here. Texted my Lions fan friend, congrats. Bet he's thrilled about this outcome. Absolutely, man. Can't argue, man. You can't play any better. Number 1 seed, first round bye. Every, Everybody stayed healthy at the same time. I think, no, sorry. Terrion Arnold fortunately left the game, but hopefully he can get back for them. Playoffs are set. Draft order is set. Coaches may or may not be fired tomorrow. Heck of a high note for the regular season to end on. Absolutely, man. Yeah, Gerard Mayo is already fired. We'll see if McCarthy gets the boot. Stefanski, I don't think he's gonna get fired. I think if they would have fired him, they would have fired him along with the offensive coordinator and the offensive line coach who they just fired a couple, I think today or yesterday. Um, who else? Who else? Tennessee. We'll see if they keep their head coach, even though it's his first season. We'll see. We're gonna see who New Orleans decides to be their new head coach next season. Same thing with New England, obviously. Doug Peterson. We'll see if he survives as well. Chicago, obviously, is going to have to pick a coach. And of course, something where I think every fan is going to be paying attention to is what are the Jets going to do? What are they going to do with Aaron Rodgers? What are they going to do with their new GM? What are they going to do with their new head coach? Are they going to, obviously, probably the coaching staff is also going to be gone. Which players are going to stay? Which players are going to go? Devontae Adams did not have the effect that they were hoping for, and they can cut him basically after this season without any extra money owed to him, or they can keep him for a very, very costly 30 plus million, or they can restructure the contract to whatever they want. Same thing with Alan Lazard. Yeah, there's a whole lot of things to talk about. Miami, same thing. Is Daniels going to be there next season? Hopefully he is. I think he's a really good coach. But it's tough to argue with the results. They've struggled even once they get to the playoffs. Yeah, it's going to be a wild offseason. San Francisco, I think they're going to keep Shanahan. I don't think that's much of a question. I think there's been some talk, but I'm like, Shanahan is one of the best coaches, I think, in the NFL. He might have his blind spots for sure. We still don't know if he can finish us, and get a Super Bowl, but I mean, he's taking you to 2. That's tough to argue with, as disappointing as it is to make it all the way there and lose. At least you got there, man. If you can get to the big dance, that means you're giving yourself a chance. So, Las Vegas, same thing. Antonio Pierce, is he going to be there next year? But yeah, man, just a lot of questions. This offseason is going to be probably one of the wildest ones in a long time. I think there's going to be a lot of coaches, a lot of quarterbacks, a lot of things changing around the league. So, but yeah, what do you guys think? What's your one thing that you're looking forward to, or at least looking very closely in the off season? Just because we're still talking about the playoffs here, but yeah, what's something that maybe is catching your eye just a little bit ahead in the off season? McCarthy, absolutely, absolutely. That's gonna be a big question, man. Like, what do you do with McCarthy? Like I've said, I think he's a solid coach. I really, really do. But I think his offense is stale. Him as a leader, him as a coach, him as a guy that can get you wins in this league, he'll get you wins. He'll get you to the playoffs most of the time. But at the same time, the offense can it actually get you wins in the playoffs? He'll get you wins in the regular season, but can he get you wins in the postseason? That's the question. So, also the Jets in general, yeah, absolutely. Sam Darnold's future is interesting. Oh yeah, that too, man. That's gonna be interesting. If I'm the Vikings, I I let him go. I don't re-sign Sam Darnold to a big contract. Like I know you don't know what you have with JJ McCarthy. You don't even know if he's going to be any good. But the worst thing you can do is sign Sam Darnold to a massive contract that's going to hamstring your cap, and then on top of that, if he is not good, not only do you have a bad contract with a quarterback, but then you also have a contract with a rookie quarterback that you may not be able to put on the field because you're like, oh, we just gave Sam Darnold $45 million. So I'm betting that Sam Darnold had a great season with a very talented team, and I'm willing to let him go. That's my thing. And you let him go and he signs somewhere else, even if it's a big contract, you'll probably get a fourth round comp pick in the draft, fourth or maybe third, probably. Maybe if running backs start to get better contracts, I feel like the demand might shoot up for them. Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, like Saquon, he's gonna get a pretty decent contract, pretty soon. As long as he can kind of keep this going. I know he's just signed a contract with the Philadelphia Eagles, but I mean, it would not be out of the question after next season that he would be like, yeah, let me make some more money. So many teams who did not have them sorely missed them. Absolutely. Giants, absolutely. San Francisco, obviously they were dealing with injuries with their running backs all season. Yeah, there's a lot of teams that could have used a steady running back. You let Sam go? Dang, I could definitely see him getting picked up elsewhere if that's the case. Again, I'm not saying that he's a bad quarterback. I think he was put into some bad situations with the Jets. We've seen what they can do. We've seen what the Jets do to quarterbacks. That was not all on Darnold, but I also think you don't spend 7 seasons in the NFL and you play that badly. To me, I'm not willing to give you almost $50 million for just one season, especially after I drafted a pretty talented young guy that, just got injured. So, to me, I'm willing to let go Sam Darnold, and also that's why you picked up Danny Dimes. To me, I think Danny Dimes is a worse quarterback than Sam Darnold, but not significantly enough where I'm willing to bet $50 million on Sam Darnold being good again. Oh, also, I want to see if Flacco sticks around another year. The old man, Joe Flacco. Oh, man, if I was Joe, I would just... You've made plenty of money, man. Just go on a high note. You did what you could. You took Cleveland to the playoffs. You tried with the Colts. And I don't think anybody blames this season on Flacco at all. I think that you can clearly tell there's something going on in Indianapolis that is something bigger than just one player. So yeah, if I'm Joe Flacco, I mean, if somebody's willing to give me $25 million to be a backup, sure, or $15 million, sure. But yeah, no, if the contract is not right, then if I'm Flacco, I'm okay with just going off into the sunset and just being okay. You got a Super Bowl, You got a ring. You got plenty of money, and you're relatively well liked by most fans in the NFL. I say you just take that and go, man. Take it and go. I want the Jets to resign Sam for stupid money and then fail to use him correctly for 2 years because their ownership is crap. Dude, if that happens, oh my God. Oh my God. The memes. The absolute memes. Like, the Jets might just decide that they want to leave the NFL if that happens. Like, if they sign Sam Darnold and he plays almost as bad as he did when he first got there, like, I would feel terrible for Sam. I really would, because I think he's a good dude and I think he's a decent quarterback. But if that were to happen, that would be one of the funniest things to happen in the NFL. I hope he goes somewhere else. I really do. I hope he plays for somewhere else. Maybe Chicago. Oh, no, not Chicago. Jeez. Maybe Seattle. If they decide to move on from Geno. Indianapolis. Maybe they sit Richardson for a year. I'm trying to think here. New England could be a place. Maybe the Raiders. They need a quarterback. What if Cleveland gives Sam Darnold $200 million guaranteed? Give him a 4-year contract, $200 million, get all fully guaranteed. I see where you're coming from. Sometimes I feel like teams might be a little too quick to shell out a bunch of money at a QB. Sometimes to players that just haven't shown it. Yeah, that's the thing too. That like if Sam Darnold played at this level, like even just 2 seasons, like somewhere else, and I was like, okay, hey, he's like half of his seasons are really good, half of his seasons are not. You can work with that. But this is by far, and I mean by far, his best season. Like, his other seasons are not even close. And also, the thing I'm looking at it too is the Vikings have a talented roster. They have Cam Akers, Aaron Jones. That is a solid number 1 and number 2 running back. Their offensive line is solid. Their receivers are, their top 3 receivers are almost as good as any in the NFL. They have a really good tight end in TJ Hawkinson. Like, just the talent around Sam Darnold. I think you can plug a relatively good quarterback or even a almost very good quarterback, and I think they would have a really solid season. So that's my big thing. I think if you put Geno Smith with the Vikings, I think he could have a really good season. And on top of that, you have a really good head coach as well. Great offensive mind, former quarterback. Like, there's so many things that are helping Sam. And once again, I think he's a solid quarterback. I just don't think he's worth the major contract that he's going to get somewhere else. Deshaun, of course. I think it was either Tua or Trevor, maybe even Dak, though at least. Great stats and 3-12. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Dak, I think he's proven that he's a really good quarterback. I think to say that he's worth $60 million is saying a lot, but that's just the market. I'm never gonna besmirch a player for going out and getting the money, because at the end of the day, when they're retired, like most of these guys retire when they're in their mid-30s, late 30s. Like, get your money, man. I don't deal with. I don't blame anybody for doing that. But yeah, no. Trevor Lawrence is one of those guys where you're like, dang, dude, that's a lot of money for a guy that has proven very little in the NFL. But once again, that is the market. I think there's a bunch of QBs this year who got crazy good contracts that haven't really shown. Absolutely. And I'll even say this. Jordan Love, tough to argue that he was worth $55 million after just a really solid, really, really good season. But the Packers were kind of in a spot where they're like, if we don't pay him and he goes somewhere else and he, that was that season that he had was the right one, then you just missed out on a franchise quarterback. So, you gotta take the good with the bad with the QBs, because they're just so important. So I don't really blame any team for overpaying or paying these guys so early, but it's a roll of the dice. Like 3 or 4 of the best paid quarterbacks in the league right now haven't even been to an AFC or NFC championship game. Yeah, Trevor Lawrence. I'm trying to think. Dak hasn't even made it past the divisional round. Same thing with Love. Granted, he's only made it to the playoffs twice now, but we'll see. But yeah, there's so many guys out there right now that are making a butt ton of money, like historic amount of money. That really, they haven't really proven much outside of just being really solid or really good during the regular season. So, and that's also a big reason why I want to see other teams besides the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, because I want to see what these kids can do when they are given the opportunity. So, but yeah, man, it's going to be an interesting season. The playoffs are, I think, they're going to be potentially the best ones we've seen. There's just so many solid teams, really, really strong. I've talked about the NFC. Let's talk about a little bit about the AFC really quickly. Kansas City, first round bye. Buffalo, Baltimore, the Chargers, Houston Texans, and the Broncos. All really solid teams. The Texans I'm a little weary of just because of the injuries. They haven't looked amazing over the last couple of weeks, but we'll see. And same thing with Denver. Good defense. Their offense can put up points, but they've been really inconsistent the last month. And David, that is fair. That is fair. If we can get that in a contract, if they're like, hey, if the Chiefs win the 3rd Super Bowl, you guys can do whatever you want for the next like 5 or 10 years. I'll be like, okay, we'll take that. We'll take it. I'm calling it now. Lions Packers rematch in the playoffs. Dude, that'd be awesome. So if that were to happen, it would be in the divisional round. So they wouldn't make it to the. Dang it! I was hoping it would be a Lions and Packers NFC Championship game. That's what I was really hoping for. But unfortunately, it's not going to happen. The Packers are the last seed, so even if they beat Philly, they're going to go up against Detroit in the divisional round. So, I mean, the Packers will have to face them at some point if they want to win a Super Bowl. So, might as well just get it over with in the divisional round and knock them out. Let's go. I want the 3P. There we go. Absolutely. Who wins? Who knows? Yeah, absolutely, man. That's the best thing about the playoffs, man. Everybody was picking Dallas to win last year against Green Bay. Big upset. And then what was it last year as well? It was, oh my goodness. I'm trying to remember the teams, but I can't. But yeah, man, just like upsets happen, teams, even with home field advantage, you never know. Green Bay had home field advantage against the 49ers multiple times, and they lost all of them against them. There was like, the California team heading to Lambeau Field in January, they're going to lose. San Francisco, I think we're 2-0 against Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay in January in the cold. So, doesn't matter. Home field advantage is important, but trust me, it is by far not the only thing. So, hopefully our teams can make some noise here. David, hopefully Casey can kind of, get some rest, maybe make a little bit of noise. I would like to see them in the AFC Championship game against like Buffalo or the Ravens. So that'd be pretty fun. And then hopefully the Packers can make a run. So if they can make it to the Super Bowl, I'd be very happy. I'd be very, very happy if they can make it at least to the Super Bowl. So, but yeah, guys, I think that is it, man. We talked about the playoffs a little bit here, but yeah, man, what a heck of a season, man. And to think I almost didn't do any of this. It was a week one. I was thinking about doing it, and I was like, man, I don't know, man. I don't know how to do any of this stuff. Maybe it's just it's not in the cards this year. And then I think it was literally the day before that Thursday night game in week two. It was a Miami game, and I said, you know what, man, I'll figure it out. If I stink, I stink, and we're just gonna keep on rolling. Don't get me wrong, I still stink. It's okay, but it's looked a lot better. We got the scoreboards that, like the first 2 weeks, we did not have a single scoreboard on the stream. It was just me just talking with my face right in the camera. But we got a scoreboard, we got a title card, we got an intro. We did some power rankings. We're gonna be getting back to those next season. There was just to me, it was just a little, with the holidays, there was just too much going on, and I didn't want to make the quality worse. And we got lights, we got the whole thing, man. The channel has improved dramatically over just 4 months, and with the off season, I'm gonna teach myself how to do a lot of things, and by next season, this channel is gonna look a lot better. It'll be more consistent, and hopefully the quality of entertainment that I can give you guys is gonna be significantly better. But until then, we're gonna get ready for the playoffs, and I hope you guys will stick around for those, man, because it's gonna be a wild ride. We're gonna do as many, just like in the regular season. We're gonna do as many as we can. My plan so far is to do all 3 on Sunday, do the Monday night game, and I'm going to try to get to 1 on Saturday on the 11th. But yeah, man. So David Seastrom, thank you so much. Shout out to Dahlia as well for popping in here. But yeah, anybody else that is watching, even if you're not in the chat, thank you so much, man. I appreciate everybody that pops in here, whether it's for the full game or just for a couple minutes. Thank you so much, man. It's always a fun time, and this is something I look forward to doing every single day. So I'll catch you guys later. You have a great rest of your Sunday evening, and hopefully the next week is great for you, especially for those that have kids, probably going back to school. So have fun. Keep your head up high, and I hope your New Year's is going well. So thank you so much. My name is Dave, and I'm not a coach. Thank you so much, guys. Have a good night.